Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. I'm your host, Lisa Hart, and today is Friday, March 4th. We don't have any open meetings for you today, so we're going to jump to who's on our show. We have live in our studio Charlie Redner, who is here with his new show, Writers and Readers. However, it's a new name, but not a new show. And then we have the Sports Corner with Cole that we try to do every Friday. And then we have the Reformed Temple of Laguna Woods with Muriel Ash and Beverly Genero. All right, let's take a look at our weather. Well, we are looking at rain all day with the potential of thunderstorms later today. So you want to get out those umbrellas and make sure that if you're driving, drive slow. Today we're looking at rain all day, 59, 51, but we are going to clear tomorrow, partly cloudy, 57, 47, and then look at some sunshiny days, 60, 42, 67, 41, and 72, 48. Now, if you're traveling, you might want to take a look at these numbers. They're looking pretty good for the weekend, although Tahoe, Mammoth, and Big Bear are all going to get snow, at least on Saturday. Local beaches 57, 43, Santa Barbara 57, 40, San Diego 57, 48, Tahoe 35 and overnight 15, Mammoth 30, 10, and Big Bear 34, 15. Palm Springs is not too warm, 65 with an overnight of 46. And Las Vegas isn't warm either, 60, 45. All right, our sunrise this morning was at 6:15 and our sunset will be at 5:50. And thank you, Cole, for sending in another photo of beautiful sunflowers. And we had the sunflowers the other day from Joel Goldstein, and I kind of like them because they are the flower of Ukraine. All right, if you have a photo you would like to share with us, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. All right, when we come back, we will have Charlie Redner, so stick around.
I was battling 4 different kinds of cancer, all in stage 4. Although I was determined to fight, I had also put my affairs in order. But my team at Hoag refused to give up and enrolled me in a phase 1 clinical trial. This changed everything.
Hoag Family Cancer Institute has the largest phase 1 clinical trial program in Orange County and ranks in the top 10% of cancer programs nationwide. Deb became one of only 12 people in the world with advanced lung cancer to receive this leading-edge cancer therapy, and it saved her life.
Hoag is leading the way in some of the most advanced personalized medicine in cancer with molecular imaging and therapy, immunotherapy, and a multitude of other patient-driven clinical research trials.
My cancer care was a life or death decision, and I chose Hoag.
Now more than ever, your healthcare choices matter. Choose Hoag.
Welcome back. Well, I would like to welcome to our studio Charlie Redner, who has a show that is called Writers and Readers, but it was formerly known as the Right Now Club. Well, hello,
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine today. Thank you for having me on. I'm so excited about talking about my new show.
I love it. Now, of course, you had been doing the other show for how many years?
Over 10, though. I kept saying 10, but I know it's been over 10, yes.
Okay.
With Judy Saxon. She
Yes.
passed this past summer.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
why did you change the name?
I just didn't want to have the same show without her. I
Okay.
wanted to do a new show, and it's a slightly different format, and it's a little changeover. And it took me a while to adjust the fact that I was going to do a show, and I decided to do it alone rather than have another partner. So.
Yeah, well, I think you're doing a great job. And
Thank you.
You've kicked off this year with a couple of great authors.
We did.
So why don't we start, let's start, well, first of all, tell me what Writers and Readers is. I mean, basically,
Great.
what's the show about?
Basically, we like to talk to authors, but you know, it was a blessing and a curse at the same time when the virus came because we had to do all of our shows Zoom. We got kicked out of the studio here,
Yes.
so we had to do Zooms. But the blessing was I was able to talk to authors around the country and around the world,
Yeah.
and we had some very famous writers on. So I want to go back to the studio again, and I'll have more Laguna Woods writers and more from the surrounds. And, you know, if people come, the famous authors that come in, they'll come into LA, they'll come into San Diego, they'll come up and see me and we'll have a chat. But I want to do more local authors now. And we've had some great ones on. And we started the show January, the first Monday in January was our very first show.
Right.
And we had a gal on who wrote the book Behind the Red Curtain.
Right.
And Bassery, and she was a 13-year-old girl on the top of the U.S. Embassy in Saigon in 1975, waiting for the helicopters to come and take people away. No more came.
She was left. Wow.
And her family took 7 years to escape. It was terrible.
Okay.
And, but she was very interesting. She came into the studio. She's a delight to talk to, and it's amazing how people go through all what they go through and come out the other side.
Right, writing a book and then teaching others about it. Yeah.
What went on there and how terrible it was escaping communism. Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, and look what we're dealing with right now with Russia and Ukraine.
Well, she remembered, you know, as we were leaving Afghanistan, it brought all those memories back to her.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
So that was in January.
Right.
All right. Then in February, what did you do?
Where you go, I go. It's funny that the title is lighter than the subtitle. Where you go, I go. We had Beth Black. She's local, and she wrote an interesting book. It's about a woman whose daughter feels she'll be better off in a retirement home, not a retirement community like Laguna Woods. But she keeps running away, and she ends up buying a bicycle built for two. And love, guess what? There's a first, there's a second, there's a third love. So it's a love story.
Oh.
And she also had a very interesting website. We showed pieces of it, and it was really.
Now you said
different.
she's local, or where is she?
Yeah, she's right here in Irvine, I believe.
Oh, okay, great, great. Now you've got another. So every month you have a new author,
right?
Correct?
Every month, and then the show runs every Monday at 10:30.
Okay. Then now in March you have Nancy Clan Morin, who lives right here.
She does. And she wrote this, The Clock of Life. I can't say it's the best local author that I've read because I have some other friends here that might, but she's definitely in the top 5. This book is amazing. It goes back to the era. She talks about the Vietnam War. Her father is killed in the war, this young boy. And the young boy has a black friend. It's a white and black story where it ends up being back in the time of the Freedom Riders and how difficult it is for children. You know, children can get along. It's the adults, and what happens in the adult world does affect the children. So it's a wonderful read. I recommend this book highly.
Excellent, and you can see that in March. And then next month you have someone else who.
Yeah, we have. Oh, this is exciting. Don Westerhaven. He's written a book, Alexander's Lighthouse, and I've been impressed with Alexandria since maybe 6th or 7th grade. I discovered the great library. And I'm obsessed with it. All the things that happened there from 300 to 30 BC, there was the greatest discoveries on the planet were made there. The greatest minds went to Alexandria. And of course, people know that the library burned down, you know, and there were earthquakes, and it eventually got destroyed. And then the Roman Empire came along, and that was the end of the city of Alexandria and the Ptolemies leading Egypt at that time. And I'm really excited to talk to him because there's other books, and I love Alexandria, and we'll talk about that for a while this month.
Oh, I love it. That is great. And, you know, you learn a lot about, like you said, the world and what's going on sometimes right in our own backyard.
Yeah.
So wonderful. All right, well, let's talk about when people can watch your show. It is on Mondays at 10:30, Saturdays at noon, and it's right here on Village Television.
That's where you'll find us.
I love it. Now, if people are authors, how do they submit? Do they get in touch with you?
I know most of the authors, but I'll tell you what, I would like people, if they want to, I also want to do readers. That's why we called it Writers and Readers. I would like to have some local people come on. There are 3 book clubs at the library here. I would love the people to come on and talk about maybe their favorite book. It doesn't have to be a New York Times bestseller. It doesn't have to be something that's won the Pulitzer. It's just to be a book that they're interested in talking about. I'll invite them on. So the best way to reach me is probably through my website, or the best way might be my own email, which is simply my name, charlesredner@gmail.com. CharlesRedner.
All right, I love it. Thank you so much for the information.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care.
If you want more information, of course, you can get in touch with Charlie via his email. And then don't forget to tune in on Mondays at 10:30 and Saturdays at noon. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone and happy March. Welcome to another edition of Sports Corner with Cole. I'm your host, Cole Young. Even in what some consider to be the down time of year in sports, news is constantly circulating, so let's jump right in. Last week, I gave a brief update on the status of the MLB lockouts. Sadly, things aren't looking too good for baseball fans. On Monday, the MLB Players Association and the team owners met for the final time to discuss details of their new collective bargaining agreement, which, if agreed upon, would have ended the lockout. To use MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred's own words, it was a disastrous outcome. Because the two parties could not agree to terms, the MLB season is officially in jeopardy. Opening day has been canceled, as well as the first two series of the MLB season. This is the first time this has happened since the strike of the 1994-95 season. According to the commissioner, the now 91 canceled games will not be rescheduled, and the players will not be compensated for the missed games. With each passing day that a new deal isn't signed, more and more games will be canceled. As fans, we have to stand by and hope the two sides will come to an agreement soon to avoid a large portion of the season being canceled. As more meetings continue to occur and more information comes out, I will be continuing to share that information right here. Switching over to football, Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray has been on the hot seat for the past few weeks. In this year's playoffs, the Cardinals lost in an embarrassing fashion to the eventual Super Bowl champs, the LA Rams. This was a game in which Murray threw for only 137 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. For a few weeks after the game, rumors began circulating that maybe Kyler Murray isn't the Cardinals' answer at quarterback. This started when people noticed he unfollowed all Cardinals teammates on social media. Reports began coming out that Murray might not be a great teammate. In fact, the exact quote is that he is self-centered, immature, and a finger pointer. Murray's agent then released a lengthy statement to clear the air. While the statement is mainly focused on how Murray wants to remain the franchise quarterback for the Cards and how his agent has been working with the organization to secure a long-term deal, there were a few interesting lines. This is one that caught my attention. Quote, "It is now simply up to the Cardinals to decide if they prioritize their rapidly improving 24-year-old, already two-time Pro Bowl quarterback who led the organization from 3 wins before his arrival to 11 wins and their first playoff appearance in 5 years. Or rather, if they choose to financially prioritize committing to other areas and continuing to merely talk about addressing Kyler's long-term future as their quarterback," end quote. This comment comes off as truthfully backhanded. It's also worth it to note that in his 3 seasons, Murray has only produced 1 winning season and 0 playoff wins. The Cardinals just this week extended their head coach Cliff Kingsbury as well as general manager Steve Keim. Will Murray be the next to sign an extension? Will he be traded to a team in need of a quarterback? Only time will tell, and I'm for sure interested to see how this situation gets settled. As I mentioned, it is now officially March, and you can't mention the month of March without mentioning March Madness. The tournament hasn't even started yet, and it's already pure chaos, and fans are loving every minute of it. Just last weekend, 7 of the top 10 teams all lost in upset games, including the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 seeds, which marks the first time this has happened in the sport's history. This sent the rankings into a spiral and mixed things up for the whole NCAA. Earlier this week, there were several last-second victories in the regular season conference championship games. Teams like Wisconsin won with last-second points to take down a higher-ranked opponent and secure a spot in the top 10 rankings. Gonzaga currently sits as the 1 seed and are the early favorites to win the tourney. The first round of games kicks off on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. Start making your brackets now. It's about to be another wild ride in March. I want to quickly mention that the Hogue Classic Golf Tournament is still going on this weekend, so if you want to check out the action in person, go to their website for ticketing and scheduling info. I want to thank you for joining me on another edition of Sports Corner with Cole. I hope you can catch a game or 2 this weekend, either in person or on TV. I'm Cole Young, and I'll see you right back here next time.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Mariel and Beverly of the Laguna Woods Reform Temple. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining me today.
Always a
Hi,
pleasure.
Lisa. Thank you. It's really nice to be with you again.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I know you guys have a lot to discuss, so we'll just jump right to it. And Mariel, we're going to let you start us off.
Okay, well, a very fun holiday is coming up. It's called Purim. And on March 18th, we're going to be observing this holiday with a frolicsome and fun Shabbat service. The rabbi has special treats for us, including a Purim spiel, which is like a funny skit brought to us by temple members of the Laguna Woods Clown Alley. I think that gives you a clue as to what fun this will be. It's going to be a blast. There's the modified liturgy where we read our Megillah. You may have heard the term, it's a big Megillah. This is it, which is the story of Esther and how she saved our people. It's a celebration of Jewish freedom, which of course is of utmost importance. Costumes are optional, but definitely part of the fun. Members and guests are welcome, and they're welcome to bring children and grandchildren to share in the festive occasion. There's noisemakers and a lovely post-oneg, which is like a treat afterwards, where hamantash, a special pastry, is eaten and delicious. So,
see, now we're in here, you would have brought me one.
Well, we'll have to do that.
One of these days.
Have to do that. We're looking forward to it, and that's going to be fun. 7:30, the 18th of March, Friday night, and it'll be great fun for the family.
Now, do they need to reserve any space for that, or they can just come?
Just come one, come all. We will have we're in Clubhouse 1. And we always have extra space and extra chairs and a lot of fun to be had.
Sounds awesome. And then, of course, you've got Passover coming up too next month, the month after that.
Right next. Wow. We have our second night Passover Seder. And why is it second night? Because many people prefer to spend the first night with their families. And second night is the community Seder, where we get to celebrate with our friends and families also together in Clubhouse 2 this time. Clubhouse 2 will especially be open on the second night of Passover, which is, I believe, it's Saturday night, April 16th, and it'll be at 6 o'clock in the evening. And the complete Seder meal, Seder is the order of service. It's how we have that special dinner where we retell the Exodus from Egypt. And that meal, which is always quite delicious, will be provided by Yolanda. And
okay, so tell me about the meal. Like what are some of the items?
Well, we start out with matzah ball soup. So matzah being the unleavened bread that the Israelites took with them to leave Egypt. And then there's always some horseradish to indicate the tears that are done because of the sadness of having to be slaves in Egypt, but that's balanced with what's called the charosis, which is a mixture of fruit and nuts, and it's so very delicious. Which looks like the mortar or the bricks that were laid building pyramids and things of that nature. And so it's a mix of tears and happiness, which is a very good way to celebrate. And then this whole story of the Exodus is told during the dinner. And there's going to be then the meal, which is roast chicken, a brisket of beef, or there's a vegetarian option.
Wow.
And for the main course, so lots of matzah. That's lots of matzah.
And wine.
And wine. Well, you can't forget the wine. Oh, that's great.
4 glasses of wine, specific. That's ordered 4 glasses of wine. So we're all a little feeling very, very good about
I bet. I bet. Is there any dancing?
No, not specifically.
Okay, because I wondered after all that wine.
Well, you never know. You never know.
That would be Purim.
It's definitely for Purim.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Now, this does have a cost to it, right?
Yes, and it's $35 for members for the dinner and $40 for non-members. And everybody's cost is going up. You can see that that's not unreasonable. It's a very gala dinner.
Okay, good. And then, of course, you would get in touch with
Oh,
Susie Levin if need be.
Call Susie, our program vice president, and Susie's number I think is on the screen there. 626-482-8126, or Sue, S-U-S Graham, Sue's Graham, get it? 42@gmail.com. And so just she would welcome any calls and give any specific further information about it.
Perfect. Excellent. All right. Excellent. And then you have a social action committee.
Oh, we do, yes. And they're continuing to call every member of the temple on a regular basis to give temple members information, answer questions regarding the temple, and especially we're checking on their well-being during this pandemic, where we're giving information so that they can get help that they may need. Our book club is meeting. It's met through the pandemic on Zoom, but it's going to be back in person.
Great.
Meets the 3rd Tuesday of each month, and the next meeting will be on Zoom, and we'll be in person, and will take place March 15th at 10:30 in the rec room at 2404 Via Mariposa West to discuss the book, The Floating Feldmans by Alyssa Friedman. And all temple members are welcome to attend. And if you have any questions, call Harriet Schwartz at 949-454-9211. And the entire year, as we've mentioned before, is a celebration of our silver anniversary. It's just going so well. Our main thrust is our Torah, which is what Judaism centers around. And we're raising funds to repair our Torah so that it will be a perfect Torah for us to have in the temple. And we're also hoping to obtain a smaller Torah that we ripened people, what do you say? I don't want to say mature, that we can lift.
Seasoned.
Seasoned, that was the word I was looking for. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, that we can lift during our services. So we're hoping that's our goal. And we've gone off to a really good start, especially with our social connections called 25 for the 25. They're over halfway filled already, well over half, and they will occur between March through May, March, April, and May. And they're small gatherings with all kinds of fun things like barbecues and going out on a boat and mystery high tea and all kinds of fun things that small groups of people can do to meet new friends and to get together with people we haven't seen in a while.
That's great.
So in person. So that's going really well. And to make reservations, which are still available for some of the events, people should call Susie Levin.
Okay.
And I think that we have a flyer on that. And so you don't want to miss out on that. So please make your reservations soon before they're all filled up. And then we are, as Muriel, I think, indicated, we're going back into Clubhouse 1 for our services in person. Again, thank goodness we can get back in person. Our services are every Friday night at 7:30, and everyone's welcome to attend. We will continue to have them on Zoom to accommodate people who cannot get out. whether it's the weather or driving at night or whatever, we will continue to have hybrid services. But they will be in Clubhouse 1 again, and we will resume our own eggs afterwards. So everyone is invited to come to those. And please contact me if you're interested in membership, or Muriel if you have any questions, or if you'd like a application, I can get that to you. My number is 949-829-6633. So we're resuming. There was something else I was going to tell you. Well, it went in one side, not the other, but but we are resuming a lot of the activities that we had before. The dining out and things like that, we'll be able to do them again now that things are opening up.
Great.
So we're hoping everybody is well and has made it through the pandemic and will be interested in joining all of our wonderful activities.
Well, you have a lot coming up. I appreciate all of the information. Thank you both for being with me today.
Thank you, Lisa. It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
And we'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
Our Friday movie for today is A Girl with a Pearl Earring starring Scarlett Johansson. And you can see that today at 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without subtitles, and that is brought to you by Harvard Eye Care. And there you saw a couple of clips of it. So excellent, 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without. All right, they have village games here in the village. They are back, and they are going to be happening in April and May, and you want to get more information from Recreation at 949-597-4273. All right, let's take a look at our weather as we head out to enjoy our weekend. We are looking at nice skies starting tomorrow, but right now we are with rain today, but clearing this evening, and to partly cloudy skies and then sunshine for the next 3 days. And if you are planning on traveling, take a look at these numbers here. They look pretty good, although Tahoe, Mammoth, and Big Bear today will be expecting some snow, so be careful if you're driving up that way. Palm Springs 65-46 and Las Vegas 60-45. Have a great day in the village. We will see you again tomorrow right here on Village Television. Bye-bye.
Tip, toss, take action. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance.